Hi, Andy Lockwood, and I am going through the pink sheets from the workshop. And um, one of the questions that we asked you on these pink evaluation forms was, what was missing? How could we improve the workshop? So I'm going to take a few minutes to get through maybe 3 or 4 of these, because they tend to be common to a lot of workshops, not every workshop, but certainly I see them again and again. So let's get into it right now. So the first comment that I want to talk about, what was missing, meaning how could we improve the workshop, how not to scare the kids about the cost of college. Actually, I think we should scare them a little bit. I think a little bit of fear is healthy, not so much about the cost, but the implications of going and borrowing a lot of money. That's what happened to me personally. It's ugly. I don't want to spend any time talking about that because this is not about me. But I think they should be scared about having to take out loans. I'm not sure if this question meant kids should not be scared necessarily about applying to schools with high sticker prices, because in many cases schools will discount. The average discount rate is 45% for private colleges. So either way, though, I think a little bit of fear and skepticism is healthy. All right, next one. What was missing? Other potential scholarship opportunities or information about merit scholarships. I see that because I spend most time at the workshop talking about need-based financial aid, but in fact, there's more merit-based scholarships out there than need-based. That shifted in the late 90s. And the reason that shifted is because colleges now engage in a practice called leveraging. And leveraging means that they will identify kids that they want and offer bribes. There's really no other term for it, to entice them to come. And along the lines of, college is a business, and schools are vying with each other, for your type of kid. Hopefully there are 2,800 colleges out there, and most of them admit 50% or more. Only about 90 admit less than 50%. So my tactic that I advise is, if you want merit funding, you should apply to colleges where you are in the top 25% of incoming freshmen. If you look at last year's averages, average SAT, average GPA, you have to kind of back into it. There's a little bit of math involved, but if you can identify schools where you're in the top 25%, you have a lot greater chance not only of getting in, but of getting merit funding. Now, the other type of scholarship that I talked about at the workshop briefly was these little $500 here and there like scholarships that you get on certain websites. My book, which you're getting a copy of for free, lists a bunch of free websites for scholarship searches. You should never have to pay for a scholarship search. So websites like FastWeb and places like that people go on a lot. But I think sometimes you'll do better if you look at the local scholarships. You look at the list of award winners in your local community newspaper. And granted, those may only be $500 here and there type of scholarships. They're usually renewable. So a $500 scholarship can actually become a $2,000 scholarship. I think they're less competitive. So I think you may do better looking at those types of places. Your guidance counselor usually has a list of local places like the Rotary or the Chamber of Commerce or whatever that offers these types of scholarships. The one comment I just want to emphasize, though, is that many colleges, if you're going to qualify for need-based financial aid, which is based on income and assets and other financial stuff, and you get a certain amount of money, and then you say, oh, by the way, because they will ask, by the way, I cobbled together $3,000 worth of scholarships from 5 different sources, then the College Financial Aid Office will say, you know what, you now show less need, and they may reduce your financial aid package. Hopefully it's just the loans, which wouldn't be terrible, but they might reduce all the financial aid package. All right, I think I have time for maybe one more. Okay, there's a question about helping parents who already have kids in college. The best thing I can say about that is that the financial aid process, you have to do it every year. It's like that movie Groundhog Day, when Bill Murray has that same awful day over and over. So the type of information that I give out at these workshops is generally geared toward people who are applying for the first time or getting ready to, high school, juniors, sophomores, or seniors. But by the same token, if you already have someone in college, you're going to reapply. So sometimes things change, people get laid off, people win the lottery, they have another child go to college, there's there's a few other things like that that will change your circumstances, which is why you reapply every year for financial aid. So there's not much else I can say really, other than every year you get virtually a fresh crack at it. Although you have established some kind of precedent before, you do have to start fresh every year. All right, so you should get a copy of the book for free. The download link should be here, and I invite you to take a look around the rest of this website. If you're interested in booking me for a 20-minute telephonic mini strategy session, the link to do that is here. Those are very limited. We do them during the day, during lunch hour, a couple times a week, usually six slots per week. And the other option is a discounted, full-blown, comprehensive strategic planning session where I take a look at everything you want me to take a look at: income, assets, your kid's grades, numbers, types of schools he or she is thinking about attending, and all sorts of other stuff. And I will give you, at the end of that, a one-page or 1.5-page document that outlines, my best strategies. Each of the mini strategy session and the comprehensive planning session, those you can do those in the next 3 weeks. I have a lot of workshops coming up, and I want to make time for everybody. So you can get the discount or the free 20-minute strategy session in the next 3 weeks. Thank you very much for watching this, and thanks for attending the workshop.